Are you ready for a reboot? Welcome to the Sheila Mac Show, reality at its finest. History reminds us those hit hardest often become the change makers. This year, we've all hit crazy economic, social, and emotional rock bottoms. We all get knocked down. Something hits globally, locally, personally. It affects our health, finances, our relationships. We have to recreate a business or career. Each show, Sheila and her special guest will be sharing their reboot stories, guiding you with real solutions to upgrade and up-level emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Here on NBC's KCAA Radio. If you're ready to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and bra straps, enjoy a listen. Here's Sheila.
Welcome to the Sheila Mac Show, reality at its finest. Here we have real people sharing real stories and actionable steps to help you reinvent, rebuild, and reboot your business and personal life on your terms. I'm your host, Sheila Mac, and today we have special guest, CHRIS YAKIMCHUK. Now, he is a certified personal trainer with over 30 years of experience. He is working with the top fitness coaches in both the U.S. and in Canada. Yak'S Gym, host gym. He is the host gym for Olympia 2022 Vegas, and he currently works with professional and non-professional athletes, as well as mainstream clientele wishing to tone up and or lose weight, offering training sessions for beginners, intermediate, or advanced. Chris is a national judge and a two-term past president of the SABBA. And so this is Chris, or we also call him Yak. All right, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me in. Good morning.
Yes, and you know, my show basically came about based on my new best-selling book, Bootstraps and Bra Straps, the formula to go from rock bottom back into action in any situation. And one of the things that I like to ask is, do you have a time in your business or personal life where you experienced a tough situation, and then how did you get back on track?
Well, there's always going to be hiccups in any business. So anyone watching this, if they have a laundromat or online business, there are always going to be good days and bad days and general trends. And, 6 months, perhaps a couple of years, and you see different things. I think that how I met Sheila was in my new club in Town Square. And it was shortly after my son passed away. A young man. So it's a little bit uncomfortable to talk about, but yet really, it was a tough time because he was so young and he was supposed to be running one of my clubs in Vegas here. So that's kind of a real, that's reality. You could have all the money, you could have all the this and that, but without, so it humbles you very quickly. So no one's immune to anything, including myself, obviously. And I coped through that. I didn't know how I did, to be honest. But what I did is I buried myself under a lot of work. I think what a lot of entrepreneurs would do.
Yeah.
Kept myself busy. I do not work at home. I prefer not to do anything at home, to be honest. I like home, but truth of the matter, I'm a more extroverted person, so I'm probably well suited for my kind of club. I always have people come in into my club, and I enjoy talking with people and seeing this. So keeping not buried in work, but amongst people, it made the time pass a little bit quicker, and time does heal. Maybe it won't be 100% perhaps, but anyone who's gone through several experiences, it does get better. Got to have faith. And I have blessed with some very great members in here, really, that kind of were, compassionate and, just encouraged me through the time. And eventually, a few months passed by, 6 months, a year. And now it's like, okay, and then life goes on, and then you're trying to use that as a motivation to get to another level, whether your beliefs or this and that. But they're looking down and say, I'm going to impress them and try to do something to another level and use that as a motivation and to keep yourself so you don't get into a depression. And unfortunately, nowadays, if anyone's listening, many of you are probably at home and if something like that to happen, if I had to be, locked in a small office or a bedroom with the laptop on my blanket or whatever, I'd be like, it would be tough. So I was kind of lucky in some regards what I went through, and so I would share that with everyone. You have to just be mentally strong and make the best of your situation.
Right.
Surround yourself with good people and help you.
Yes. One of the things that my mentor, Tony Robbins, says is that pain happens, but suffering is optional. And, you embrace all the grieving process in our own way. I was also right there. In fact, when I first walked in, no one was in your gym, and we started talking. And the next thing you know, we both realized we both lost our sons very, close in time. And there's something about that if you haven't had such a loss, it's a different conversation that you have with other people, because people can't fathom what that really is like on a person unless you've walked in those shoes. And it's a very tough journey. So to have people around you, community, and then to have a good wellness practice really makes a big difference. And both of us, it was during this whole pandemic time, which the world went upside down at the same time. Now, how did that affect you as far as your business and just membership and everything during that crazy time with the pandemic?
Well, it affected my type of business pretty extreme. Many of the smaller, more modest-sized clubs like mine, they just simply close the door. I've been established here over 12 years. In this particular club that I'm sitting in today, we have a really loyal base. But when I lied to you, they said it didn't affect it. Of course it did. People were scared. They didn't know what the heck's going on. Then we were forced to shut down, and I was really headstrong, like, what the hell's going on? Like, I want to be there. So yeah, it did affect. Everyone lost some members, and it kind of changed. Several months later on, people were, they were saying, I gained a COVID-10 and this and that. They had more excuse. Right. And then basically a lot of my clientele in my gym are kind of younger entrepreneurs, some not so young, some are my age. But nonetheless, there's good quality people that come in here, and they realize in their businesses, and many of them are like, I use dentists because I have several close friends that are all dentists. They have different practices, not tied to each other. So they're all competition to each other, but everyone's super cool. Yeah. And no one wakes up. You're almost conditioned as a child. Oh, I'm not going to want to go to the dentist, So a lot of these people, they're in jobs where, people don't want to come and see them. It's almost because they have to. In my kind of facility, for the most part, people come in here because they want to, not because they have to. If they don't want to, they don't have to come in. So they come in here. And what I did observe, even in this last year more so, that things have opened up and people are more comfortable going out, Sheila, I did notice that people are like, they're not doing it just for the physical. Like when I used to compete in the 1990s, there was just big people went to the gym, bodybuilders, and it had this stigma, and it was a cult-like following, and and it's almost a pandemic made fitness more popular than it's ever been in history. And I'll mention to him because he's a probably one of the most famous Olympians. Jay Cutler is a friend of mine in Las Vegas here. I stole it from him actually because he mentioned it in his show that people who go to the gym nowadays aren't people like him. Yeah. Back in the day, they're people who are just everyday people that are going to the gym now more for the mental relief and the mental de-stressing, wound up, what's going on in the world, all over the world. You could turn on every channel. They come home. A lot of people are stuck, as I mentioned earlier in the program. They're just literally stuck at home, working at home.
Right.
So they get their little 1 hour. I didn't get my butt down to the gym. It does so much, not mentally, physically, obviously, but a lot with the mental. So I've noticed that a lot.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
It is. It does. There's something about that. I don't know, the mental part is so important to me, and even my daughter and my kids, they're all very active, and so that's something that's so important to be able to exercise for your even, you think, okay, yeah, your physical body, you want to get into shape, all this good stuff, but it's the mind that helps you do, I don't know, the wellness stuff later because you've had that hour or so at the gym, and it just makes a difference. Whereas during the pandemic, a lot of us couldn't go anywhere, and it was, even if you have something at home, it's not the same because you're
No.
getting out and you're out and you see other people and you smile at each other and you talk and and you do your workout, and it's a different situation. So now, when you were like a young kid, did you think, when I grow up, I'm going to have a gym? Or how did that show up in your life? How did that wellness show up in your life that you wanted to make it a business as well as just part of your lifestyle?
Oh, that's a topic for another show, Sheila. You're giving me
Oh,
some good questions here. That one, my background's chemistry. So I started off tipping beakers, kind of an egghead, I guess you could say. And I worked for the government tipping beakers for almost 20 years
oh wow.
in Canada. So a lab supervisor, it was good at the time. And then when I opened my first club, actually my first club was in a 4-level house, 4-level split. And that I got so busy, I had people coming in and out of my house. It did not look good. It's like, what goes on in that house? So I ended up buying a nice club. I ended up putting tanning in there and everything. And then I actually enjoyed being there more than I did working for someone else. Even if it was the government, it was a good job. I'll never say anything bad. They took care of me very well. But once you work for yourself, now I don't think I could work for someone if I wanted to.
Mhm.
And then eventually just wanted to move to the United States, expand a little bit. So that's kind of where it started.
Right. Wow. Okay. And so now I've been in your gym over there in Vegas. There's a couple different ones. You're in the different one that I haven't visited yet.
Right.
So you have, what is the main thing for people listening in that are like, okay, I'm going to get back to the gym, I'm going to start again, or and they want to have this wellness practice and they want to have a ritual or routine of actually getting into shape for the mind and the body connection? Where would you say somebody like that is to start?
Well, I've said this in some of my YouTubers. If you're motivated or even thinking about doing it right now, get your ass and go and do it. Because if you're motivated and you somehow do not do it, you're sure the heck not going to do it when you are not motivated.
Yes.
So the chances are, if you're a little bit fire under the feet, get in there. Um, I'll use my gym. I'll brag it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, we do have a lot of trainers in there. I handpicked all my trainers, so they all have very good experience. So
Mhm.
anyone coming in, I'm going to say with a 100% confidence, you're always in good hands. That's big for me because it's a quality. Unfortunately, when I moved into Vegas, they all seem to be box gyms in here, which I
Mhm.
was really surprised. So you could drive down any, it's the best steak in Vegas and the best this and best that. But for the most part, there's a few exceptions, but for the most part, I don't want to, I call them some $6 gyms sometimes, or Walmart of equipment and this and that, and they're volume based. And I appreciate anyone budgeting, and everyone goes through some times, and you got to do what you got to do, and that's exactly what you have to do. I wanted to offer the people of Las Vegas, Nevada. I sound like a politician, but I did want to offer a place where it's very modestly priced.
Mhm.
So it's not going to be your $250 super high end club with all the different amenities. And I found over the years doing this since about 96, especially, I say younger entrepreneurs or business people, they have a time budget. They want some badass equipment. They want to go in there and they want to be super clean and not in a volume based. Even like yourself. See, if you have a 40, I seen you come into your gym with your daughter.
Yeah.
Man, we're just going to catch a flight here. We have this much time. You
Right.
cannot actually even go to a gym in Vegas without waiting for 15 minutes or 20 minutes to get on a piece of equipment, or now it has to be cleaned down, and say, you sure the heck are not going to make a flight in 45 minutes if even though airport's across the street from my one club. So I'm trying to give the opportunity. You could come in here. We have a membership cap, one of the few, and my prices are so modest that most people, when they come in there, it's like, wow, this is pretty much what I'm paying anyway.
Right.
Why am I fighting crowds? It's clean. And having said all that, there's still a fair amount of people. There's still a little bit not certain about what do we have now, monkeypox and still COVID. So some people are taking their health a little bit more serious and are more aware of it. And I'm not picking sides or nothing, because it's real, obviously. But nonetheless, you do have an opportunity to now train where you're not in a volume base. So it gives you a little bit of easy to social distance.
Right. Yes. And I love that, the fact that I had made up my mind. I was like, that's it. I'm getting back on track with my wellness. And, the same thing with the pandemic and getting stuck at home. And I do have a beautiful sports center where I live. That's like a country club thing. But I'm always by that airport picking up friends, or often I have like small group programs that I do where we all get together for like a week and work really on different things that we're focused on. And I said, I need to have somewhere that I can go, that I can work out while I wait. A lot of times the flights are delayed because of we have really bad winds here. And so I'm stuck for like 4 or 5 hours. And I'm like, I don't want to just shop and eat. Like that doesn't like align with my goals. So that I said, I wish there was like a wellness place I could go, a gym that's going to be really convenient. And there I found you. And so I manifested your whole gym with that.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I think it was pretty, I don't know, how long have you been by the airport there at the town square?
Well, officially it's probably been about 5 months.
Okay. Yeah. So I walked in when you had just really moved in there not too long. That was great. And that was exactly what I was wishing for. It was such a need. And to be able to go, maybe you do eat something out or go out shopping and you go see a movie, but then to be able to go work out, or you fly in and you have somewhere, if you go to Vegas a lot, where you can come every month, if you're going to do trade shows or doing something where you have to be here often, it just makes sense to me. I think it's great. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Affordable, very affordable. So, my daughter and I go and we love it. And it's flying in and out from, I work in Beverly Hills as well. And that's my main home base. And so I'm flying back and forth with clients all the time. And, I need to show a house or do something, teach a class over there. And so I need to have, if I have that place, I can go work out. And then, you could shower there. It's got all the amenities you need. And then you can fly out, do your work, and you didn't miss your day. And that was the thing that I felt I was really missing was, going back and forth. Then I miss a day, then I miss another day. And the next thing you know, you've missed a week. So so that makes a big difference. Yeah. Definitely. Now, for those people listening in, I know you're doing something with this Mr. Olympia or Olympia for 2022. Can you share a little bit about what that's about, what that means, and how that works?
Well, the Weeders ran that show historically forever. And then Jake Wood purchased the show a couple of years ago and moved it to Florida for a couple of years. And this is the first year they're bringing it back to Vegas.
Yes.
And it's a pretty big thing. And it seemed like the right thing to do. My roots are kind of bodybuilding, and in that I don't want to scare anyone that's not into bodybuilding, because my gym, I love bodybuilding, but the fact of the matter is, when I say there's just a lot of people, my customers are more people who just demand a little bit more privacy, a little bit more nicer equipment. It's very premium equipment, actually, but I do want to treat the athletes very well. They're coming from all over the world for this, and it's the host hotel is like literally right down the street.
Oh, nice.
So it'll be a nice place. We have a beautiful 1,000 square foot room, cardio room, so they could do posing or whatever. It's going to be a nice little attraction for that week.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, people that are coming in and checking out, they could see, what we're all about as well. But gives them an opportunity to train in a really nice club that's super convenient.
Oh, that is
So
wonderful.
I'm looking forward to that. And it'll hopefully, it's going to be a nice little feather in the cap, and hopefully it'll get a little bit of traction as well in the new business.
Yes, yes. So that is pretty cool. And so that's something that I'll have to come in that week, especially, and visit everybody. See all
Yeah.
the Olympian bodybuilders and everything. That'll be fun.
And there's
So
so many disciplines. It's not just bodybuilding. There's obviously bikini, physique, and everything that you could think of. So there's something for everyone in that show.
yes, yes. And that's something, there's a lot of discipline that goes into that whole thing that
Mhm.
is just pretty incredible. You have to be very disciplined.
Yeah.
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 So for those tuning in that are the everyday people and like your everyday listeners and clientele that go to your gym, what tips do you have for getting into shape or wellness? What is somebody, how many times do you need to go to a gym a week to see a difference? What is the requirements, or what do you see that works the best for everyday
Okay.
people?
That's a more fair question. Um, Anything, if you go once a week, are you going to change your body dramatically? No, I'd be blowing smoke out your butt by saying, yeah, that's going to happen. Whoever, anything you do is going to be, uh, more than anything you're doing anything, nothing. Sorry. For most people, 3 times a week is not too much to ask. And I
Yeah,
don't care, Tony Robbins, anyone, you're running a big schedule. 3 times a week is not. Now, 4 is ideal. You don't have to go, 5 times a week. You need your days off.
right.
You need your days off for recovery.
Right.
So you stay motivated. You need that day off for recovery. Your your cortisol levels, your negative hormones, they
Mm,
elevate when you're stressing your body. So you need a couple days of rest. So I always suggest like say a Wednesday, Sunday, and then train a few days, take a day off. I always have a nice split like that. You know, now someone who's a little bit, they don't have the time luxury. 3 times. Hey, it's Monday, Tuesday, wherever they have basket weaving on Wednesday, then they might go Thursday, take the weekend off.
mm,
But Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
right.
3 times a week you could, and if you're training smart and efficiently, I have a lot of people. I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm kind of just doing this from experience. If they know what they're doing, you're coupling that with a decent diet, you could hit, your back, chest, shoulders. For the ladies, shoulders, back, legs,
Mhm.
and the three major body groups like that. And cardio you could do on your own time anywhere, or even in the gym after. But you can change your physique quite dramatically if you're doing things. And the big number one thing is, that's my finger pointing in there. Consistency. And any mentor when I was a kid, who I watched from Dorian Yates to anyone, they all said just be consistent, because
Yeah,
there's going to be days that were you 110% maybe, or 93%. You're always shooting for that 100. Did you do everything you could? Realistically, there's some days you just, man, how did I even drag my butt in here? But
mm,
almost certainly you'll always feel better when you leave. That's
right.
almost a given. And the other thing is just being consistent.
Yeah.
And people don't understand what those words mean. But when
Mm,
you're taking a day off here and a take off there, yeah, you're kind of, you're holding yourself back. But even if you're just doing as best as you can for that day and you're doing consistent, you will see a change in your physique.
right,
Yeah.
right. So that's it. That was my thing, was like, I need to have this gym near the airport, because if I'm there 1 or 2 days a week waiting for the group, or I'm delayed or whatever, or somebody wants to shop over there at the center, at the town center, I'm stuck. And then I miss my opportunity with the time and everything. So this to me is like, that was part of sewing in the consistency that I was missing. And so if you're traveling a lot, think about how can you have a gym that you can attend wherever you end up going, if you're traveling in the US, or however, what options, like look at the people that are coming in the Olympia, these bodybuilders, they have to have a host gym. They're not going to just do the little hotel thing. They're, with the treadmill and nothing else or whatever, they're nice, but it's not going to fit the bill for what they want to do. So to stay consistent, that was like a priority. They had to plan that out. And so I think it's the same thing with just everyday people, especially busy entrepreneurs. You're running your business. I'm running a business. You need to make time for yourself, so that you can do your work and take care of all the people you work with. Or even if you're a busy mom or dad, and you're working and you think, oh, well, I don't have time. But do you have time to end up in the hospital? Do you have time to be sick? Do you have time to do all that? That's going to be worse and cut into your costs way more, especially if you have an illness or something going on that may be preventable with health and fitness as a choice. So I think that's something that really, that consistency, and it's in anything. Are you reading every day? Are you working your mind? Are you working your body? Are you doing some sort of whatever, you're walking in nature or spiritual connection or whatever, prayer, whatever you do? Those are all things that you see the top 1% and 2%. This is something the most, you say, oh, these people are so successful. And yet that's their priority. They have that time for themselves to take care of their bodies and their minds and do those things. And you have, it's weird. This is the most bizarre thing to me, Yak, is that for me, when I wasn't working out during this crazy pandemic and I was going through my grieving and I wasn't able to be as consistent with the, pandemic and all, I didn't get as much done in my business.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes. Tell me about that. Tell me more.
I don't know. You pretty much just nailed it on the head. It's something about it just puts your mindset in another place. And I don't know if it's just your hormones and endorphins get released. Just what I was mentioning, when you finish a workout, you almost always feel better. I don't know how many times, I know I have a thick day. I'm like, oh, am I going to be able to work out today? And then I'm taking care of everybody. And I don't train a lot of people anymore. I have trainers to do that. And I'm trying to work on my business a little bit more now than, work in it. So sometimes I'm like, and it kind of wears on you, like, oh, I'm taking care of everyone, but I'm neglecting myself. And then, and you have these things in your head. And then someone comes in and it's like, you know what? I'll still have a couple people I'll work with that I just have for 15 years. So, they won't show up. And they're good people. So, perhaps even a couple that are mentors of myself. So it's a little give and take. So I end up working out and I said, you know what, I'm going to catch the train and do a workout with them. And almost 100% I accomplished it. Well, they got taken care of. I did. I'm in a totally different mindset and I go and crush the rest of the day. Exactly. And it just changes things so much.
Yes, it's that thing about, and entrepreneurs especially, we're like type A people, like naturally. So it's like, okay, I have this due date and I'm going to just push through and get all this stuff done, marketing stuff. I remember you're doing marketing when I walked in that one time, all these things that you have to do, and you push through and it's 8 hours, sometimes 12. How many 12-hour days do we all have as entrepreneurs? Yeah. So many. So that's something that when you give that gift of time to yourself for wellness and self-care and exercise and health, I don't know, it's like magic. I get 8 hours of work done in 4. It doesn't, it's like, what is this? How is this? It doesn't make sense to the mind. To the, somebody doing maybe an accountant, if they said, well, if you put 8 hours in to your work, you're going to get out 8 hours. But if you take care of you first, you're going to get out 16 hours out of the 8. And it doesn't, it's like you're getting interest because you take care of yourself.
That's kind of a cool analogy.
Yeah. It's just really makes all the, I'm like, how am I doing more self-care now again and getting more done? It's wild. It's so much better. It really is. So now, what, for those people that struggle with that consistency, maybe they joined that gym or your gym or any gym, New Year's. And then, 2 weeks later, it's over, or a month later. what advice do you have for people that are in that realm, that really their heart wants to do it, but they get pulled back to the responsibilities or whatever's going on in their life?
One of the, well, I don't want to admit this, one of the first books I've read, I was really young, probably young teenager, and I read Arnold Encyclopedia, and he wrote about this. It's very unfortunate that people are budgeting that they can't take care of their health, and that's sad. Everyone should be able to take care of their health and well-being, regardless of what you're getting paid or what have you. To at least have the tools there for you. So anyway, having said that, someone coming in and they're, even if they are budgeting, I have personal trainers, and I'm not pushing my personal trainers because a lot of people, they don't need personal trainers. Now, I already mentioned just about 35.8 seconds ago, I have a few people they do work with. They just probably won't show up if I wasn't working with them. But they love that accountability. I said, I can't even work with anyone. I says, well, but there's a trade-off, and we help each other or whatever. There's always a reason, it's always a good thing. But being consistent, having that accountability, perhaps it's a training partner, a spouse, loved one, friend, whatever. You don't feel up for the job. Oh, okay. Your partner is going to be like, you know what, we got to get her butt down there. We still got 40 pounds. You got to fit in that wedding dress or whatever. I hear it all the time. Yeah. And then the other person, for them to be not up to the job, but for next time you might reciprocate that. But for both of them, your chances out of 3 times, both of them not going to be up for the job are very slim to none. So if you have a good partner, if that one person's consistently not up for the task, you got to get another partner, someone who's going to take care of their weight, and motivate you. But I'm trying to have some in-house trainers. So if anyone comes in off the street, if they need help, because sometimes you don't. Lastly, I'm not sure, I can't remember the number off my head, but it applies to almost everything. You just need that routine, and you can establish, perhaps you could help me out there. It's after 2 or 3 weeks, you get in that, you know what I'm saying? It's whether you...
It's to the habit.
Correct.
It takes our brains and our bodies time to have it become a habit, and then it's like second nature.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And for that reason, someone really say, you know what, I want to work with you. Hey, where am I going to put you in a book? Okay, I take a look at the book. And it's not that I don't want to work with you. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to work with you. And I know this from experience. And I could probably talk okay and keep them for a lifelong client. But the fact of the matter is, deep down, whether they're budgeting or not budgeting, you say, you know what, I just want to get my beak wet, know what the hell I'm doing with 100% confidence, and knowing I'm doing nice technique. I'm not going to injure myself. And a side effect is I'm going to look pretty damn good, because you're going to see a good result. And after going through all the body parts, even twice, even 3 times, with 100% confidence, I'll say this because I've been doing it, and I'm very meticulous when I train people with techniques and stuff, for safety reasons and multiple reasons. But with confidence, by that 3rd week, they're like, okay, you look like you've been in the gym now for a couple of years. And when you go to some of these big box gyms, there could be, I don't even want to guess how many people in there, and the owners, in fact, give a monkey's butt if you're doing things correctly or not. And it's like, you see all kinds of, all kinds of stuff. So, that's a big, big deal. Just get a little bit of knowledge. And then even if you're getting with someone for 2 or 3 weeks, get that habit formed, and it gets easier. Would I be lying to you? No, it gets easier. It does. It's like anything. If it was, I tell people this when I'm mentoring them and helping those. If it was that easy, well, now I'm dating myself. Fellow Canadian Pamela Anderson. I said, everyone would just pop a pill. You look like Pamela Anderson. That was kind of who I used to use as an example 25 years ago, maybe. Who's Pamela Anderson? I'm just joking. But the point is, if it was that easy, there's effort involved. So, you have to, anything that's worth obtaining, we all know this, you got to put some efforts in it. But that consistency and breaking that habit and get into. So it is just so familiar. You're going to feel like, wow, 4 weeks into it and you took a couple days off, you're going to feel, I'm a little bit kind of anxious. I got to get, release some and work out. And you hear that all the time. You get into a habit so much extreme that when you don't go to the gym, you go like, I got to get in this little quick workout. I'll feel better. And yeah, and I do.
Right.
So anyway, I hope your viewers found that interesting, because that's very, very true. That's very real.
Yes, very much so. Now, we are coming to the end of our talking time, so I'd like for you to share, how can people find your gym, and maybe if they're coming into Vegas, how can they learn more about it, or if you live here, could you share about that?
Okay. Well, Yak's Fitness is YAKS Fitness, so pretty easy to find that. I do have a YouTube channel, Yak's Fitness. It actually has a lot of tutorials. I put a lot of, I don't know if there's 60 videos on there, but they're individual of exercises. It's pretty good. It's actually really good quality. It was just for educational purposes, but I will be adding into that now. Now our Instagram, Yak's Fitness Town Square. That's probably where we're known, in Facebook, obviously. So it's pretty easy to find. Our website is yaksfitness.net. And there's 3-day passes on there. We do have some really nice merchandise clothing to Once You Go Yak. We have a lot of funny slogans.
Yak, you never go back. I love it. Yes.
Yeah, and even some of the lady stuff, to Kiss My Yak. It was just catchy stuff, and they actually sell pretty well. The idea is that's just like publicity and branding purposes. But Yak's Fitness is fairly easy to find. Just even if you hyperlink off the website, come in for a pass, come and visit me. I'm usually there mid-afternoon till the evening. But a beautiful gym, and I'm going to say 100% confidence, anyone coming in is going to be impressed. And the quality equipment, I did bring it in from Montreal. Same equipment, Cirque du Soleil. They helped design some of the pieces. It's just high-end equipment, but it runs so nice. It really is. I use my own saying here, Mercedes of equipment, because it really is. And you'll see what I'm talking about when you come in. So you do follow us and try to follow our page, and be interactive with us, and come on down for sure for a free workout. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you again, Yak, for being a guest on the show. And for those tuning in, we'll be back after these messages. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
All right. If you are just tuning in, this is NBC's Sheila Mac Show here on KCAA Radio, the station that leaves no listener behind. I'm your host, Sheila Mac, and today we just finished an incredible interview with Chris, also known as Yak of Yak's Fitness. And speaking of fitness, if you are a small business owner, entrepreneur, a busy mom, or you've just got a busy job going on, one of the most important things is the interconnectivity of every aspect of our life. And it seems to be the case. And I have noticed this so many times with my clients, and especially with myself, that when I get my body and my health on track, everything else is easier. When I take that time for self-care, for caring for the body, the mind, for doing some meditation, getting proper sleep, all these things that almost sound, I know they sound counterintuitive to anybody tuning in that is maybe a little bit of a type A personality, maybe likes to get a lot of things done, but literally, seriously, I promise you, do this for 7 days. Just 7 days. Try this out. This is a 7-day non-official, official challenge that you schedule in for the next 7 days, as if you are having a meeting with your boss, or you are the boss and you are having a meeting with your most important client. Your most important client is going to be you this week. Just for 7 days, please try this out and see the difference in the results it makes. See if the way you fuel your body, how you're eating, the way you exercise, the time you take for meditation, prayer, for reading, Yes, reading, that is the brain training. I believe that the physical body includes the brain, and not thinking about work, but using our minds in different ways and using the creative side of your brain also, so that together all those pieces, the muscles in our brain, the muscles in our body, we're healing, we're resting, go get a massage, go do some yoga, go take a swim, have fun. That's right. Schedule in family fun time, fun with family and friends. Sometimes we may have family that isn't as fun. So go have fun with your friends that are better than family to you, maybe. So, whatever the case may be, this sounds so counterintuitive. I know, because for me, I am definitely one of those type A kind of personalities where I can go there and just work, and I love everything that I do. I love working with my clients. I have incredible clients that I work with all over. I get to travel, and I've learned how to play and travel and work with different clients, and I have made sure that I have scheduled in that time for wellness and self-care. So when I'm near the airport flying to and from Beverly Hills to Vegas, which I go to often, then I'm able to exercise at Yak'S Fitness. And then I have another fitness place in Beverly Hills at Equinox. And I have another place that I go to at a sports club. And I've made it really easy for me not to fail, to have success. And the weird thing is, as I started, once this crazy time where all the lockdowns and all that stopped, and I was able to start joining gyms and getting back into things, I made this idea, this promise to myself that I was going to make it convenient so that I had no excuses to miss a day. And it has really helped. And the weird thing, this is wild, everyone. The wildest thing I've noticed is that I actually get more done in my business. I help my clients better when I have taken care of my health, when I've done a workout, when I've taken care of the meditation, the prayer time, the reading, the study, all that fuels me. It helps me. Now think about when we get back to talking about fitness and muscle and fitness and health, when you think of just that piece of our life, it's like a web. We're the whole person. We're not just our job. And so how we show up in any area of our life is how we're going to show up in every area of our life. And so to neglect the relationship side, or the studying, or the health and fitness, or any side, is going to hurt all sides. So as you strengthen in some areas, you'll notice other areas will get better. Relationships will get better. You'll have more energy to clean up and organize the house or whatever you need to do. You'll have more energy to go out with friends. And so this has made such a huge difference in my life. And I don't know, I'm just happier. And it's not for a certain look. It's not for a destination as much as for the happiness that I get and the energy and the vitality that I have just from these steps that I've been taking every day. And so that has made a huge difference. And you think about muscle and fitness, you think about you need a recovery day. If you worked out every day of the week and you just worked out 6 hours a day, you would burn your muscles out, you burn your adrenalines out, adrenal glands. You would not gain as much muscle, because your muscles really grow and repair during that recovery cycle. Now, there's certain tricks and biohacking ways to, speed it up maybe, or hack it. But the reality is that we were designed for the rest as well as for the work. And that goes for the physical work, the mental work of a job, a business, running a household, for a busy mom or dad that's running the household too. Whatever it is that you're doing in life, take all parts and start giving yourself back that time for 7 days during this challenge, and see how it makes a big difference in your business and your personal life, because it is not separate. That I can promise you. Your business life is directly affected by your personal life, and vice versa.
your personal life is directly affected by your business life, and you need the two together, obviously, whatever you do for income. And so that's what I have to say about all that. And the next thing I wanted to share about is we do have another special guest that will be coming on the show on the air time. It will be on next Monday. And we're going to be recording this Tuesday, tomorrow. If you go to my YouTube site, you might see it earlier. But I am going to be interviewing a cellular nutritionist, a cellular biologist who's a nutritionist, who has helped me with some major health issues, and miracles have happened. And I've been starting to see such positive health results and losing a pretty decent amount of weight in a very short period of time with what I feel like is very little effort compared to all these other things I was trying to do that was so hard. So it is incredible. And he is going to share some more about health and fitness and how to care for our body. And I couldn't help but just ask him to come on the show and be a special guest, because this is the other side of our physical body. We just had Yak, and we discussed health and fitness and working out, and the other side of this is the nutrition and fueling, which is a huge percentage of your results. So I hope you tune in for that episode as well. And if you are looking for an episode that you have missed, you can turn into Sheila Mac Show on YouTube, and also sign up for my Instagram at Sheila Mac Show, and TikTok is at Sheila Mac Show. And also I do have a community on Facebook, and that is Bootstraps and Bra Straps, and that's related to my book, my best-selling book, Bootstraps and Bra Straps, the formula to go from rock bottom back into action in any situation. And I know you may, if you listen, you may have heard about this book before, but this book, basically, I go through all the different areas in your life. And if you live long enough, you get to have ups and downs in these areas. And these are just ways to get through different things that happen in life. And we go deep into your ideas and perspectives. And there's a design plan that you create with the activities in the book, where you design your lifestyle on your terms. And you start with whatever issue you might be working on, or whatever place you are, phase in your life. It may be parenting, relationships, it may be grieving. We talk about that. We talk about careers, business, spirituality, health and fitness. That's all the things I talk about on this show are life. And just like physical exercise, we aren't just one thing. This is the whole system. And so the book talks about all of life and these experiences that I've had with my family, my clients, and different ways that people have gotten through some serious things, and how to make it easier, to make life easier, and to design a plan if you're rebooting, reinventing, making a change, or just want to get to the next level and reach some outcomes. This is a great book to get, not because I wrote it, but really it has lots of free activities and free material attached to the book, activities to do with you and your family. There's a parenting, and there's also parenting our parents and elder care, which is a very sacred time that a lot of us are experiencing right now. And I talk deeply about ways and methods and different resources to help people that need to get elder care or figure out how to care for a loved one at that point in their life. So I look forward to seeing you again on the next show. And as always, I wish you life, love, laughter, and light. If you are just tuning in, this is NBC's Sheila Mac Show here on KCAA Radio, The Necessitated. You need a guide to show you how we get through a situation like this, to give you resources and to help you get out of the emotional pea soup fog of dealing with a crisis and the resulting fallout. I've been there.
and I'm here to help you. Out of the fog. If you weren't emotionally bound up in your situation, you would have more clarity. You would be able to see your best options for dealing with whatever comes up. If the version of yourself who has already walked through this rock bottom and come out the other end could go back in time and give you, the you right now, some advice, what would she say? Would she tell you to slow down, to stop rushing, that you don't have to have all the answers today? Would the future you recommend not making any major decisions without reviewing them first, particularly while you're still in the fog? Would she tell you that normal is going to look different for a while, but that you will feel normal again? In case we haven't invented time travel by the time you read this book, I'm here to tell you all of the above. I developed the Boots formula to help you learn to make choices, have a life shift, and make great things happen based on your individual values and best life vision. A change is going to happen, and it's worth it. There's a stage where it feels like everyone in your life is picking at you. Life itself may seem like it's trying its best to stop you from doing whatever you want to do. All you hear is, "That's a stupid idea," and "That's never going to work," and "Who do you think you are?" One of the hardest things for people to do is to realign and possibly walk away from anything and anyone that conflicts with their value systems. But you are going to discover that power within yourself. Through the activities and examples in this book, you will discover your true north and will be able to easily do what is needed to move forward with your life. Anything that hurts you, that doesn't resonate for you, that fights against what you want and believe in, you are going to give it the boot. Once you have turned your rock bottom moment into a positive, beautiful life shift, you can live your life on your terms. Your life will probably look different, but you get to design it this time. You are taking your life back, and you are in charge, not anybody else. Sooner than you can imagine, you'll be in the career of your dreams or the relationship you always wanted. Because you are going to learn to develop healthy boundaries. Because you are going to do things differently along the way from here to there. You will begin to attract the people, the job, the place to live, all of the opportunities that align with who you are, your essence, your truth, not anybody else's or even society's expectations of the way you're supposed to be. Once you have accepted that you are in charge of living your life and you begin to embody living your truth, people are going to see you. They're going to be inspired by you. Then you're going to hear, "Hey, can you show me how you did that? I want to do it too." When you assess your peer group and up-level according to your life purpose and vision, and once you have created a life shift for yourself, whatever that looks like, your life is not just full, it's fulfilled. Not only do you get more and better sleep, you wake up feeling rested and happy. You know that you're doing what you need to do. Yes, sometimes your heart will call you to leave certain friends or family members in order to find a more aligned peer group. From what I've seen, however, the ones who leave always return to lead their family and friends to success. Because your friends are more in alignment with your beliefs and value system, they support you while also pushing you toward your personal best. Life still involves work, but as a whole, it feels far more effortless. But you don't have to wait for the right person, right job, or right investment opportunity to show up. You can start living now so that every moment as you go forward through the process of recovering from rock bottom and redesigning your life is one more step to being the best version of you, the one who came.
All right, if you are looking to reinvent life on your terms, if you are grieving, experiencing financial turmoil, career shifts, relationship problems, parenting, elder care, victims of abuse, breaking free from an addiction, or seeking an overall business and lifestyle redesign, then you may need a reboot. Is not
size fits all, just like a pair of boots or a bra. So the formula is designed to help you through any situation.
Station that leaves no listener behind. I'm your host, Sheila Mac, and today I have a couple of announcements. First, I would like to hear from you. That's right. I would love to hear from you. To be honest, I want to know what your breakthrough is, what your reboot is, how are you reinventing and rebooting your life, what shows would you like to hear more of, what information do you need to help you get back on track this year. And to do that, the best way to connect with me is actually through my new YouTube channel, and that is Sheila Mac Show on YouTube. And there you can see past recordings, and you can also see other information and shares that I have. And I would love for you to share in the comments there what you're needing more of and what you're rebooting this year and how we can help you get back on track.
Is not one size fits all, just like a pair of boots or a bra. So the formula is designed to help you through any situation.
grab a copy of my new best-selling book, Bootstraps and Bra Straps, the formula to go from rock bottom back into action in any situation. It is now available on Audible as well as on Amazon and Kindle and at www.sheilamac.com.
The Hebo Tea Club's original Pure Pouty Arco Super Tea helps build the red corpuscles in the blood, which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer dies in oxygen. So the tea is great for healthy people, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95 plus shipping. To order, please visit lovemysupertea.com. That's love, L-O-V-E, my, M-Y, super, SUPERTEA.com. So the complete website is lovemysupertea.com. Or call us at 818-288-4128, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5 California time. That's lovemysupertea.com at 818-288-4128.